NCN Sports is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And by Woodhouse Auto, convenience delivered every time.
Welcome to West Omaha, the site of a semi-final clash between perhaps the greatest collection of talent in Nebraska high school football history against one of the greatest program runs in recent history. Brandon Axman, Andy Klass, and Jake Bartecki with you as Omaha Westside hosts Millard South in basically a winner-take-all game. Andy, the lights are out. We're 7 minutes from kick. What more could you want?
Oh, the table's set for a thriller. Westside, they are just solid in all three phases of the game. Paul Amaji, head coach, has said that all season long. They've been making big plays in special teams. Look for them to do that again here tonight.
Millard South, double-digit D1 recruits. Throw on 5 or 6 more D2s. They have outscored opponents 613 to 22. But if anyone can take on the Patriots, challenge mighty Millard South, it is Omaha Westside.
It really is, and that goes back to their balanced offense. You know, they average over 165 yards on the ground, but they also pour in over 2.5 touchdowns through the air. Once again, that balance could cause problems for the Patriots defense.
Let's talk players. Tay Tay Jenkins for Omaha Westside. The running back has over 1,800 yards on the year, 25-plus touchdowns. He is going to be crucial for the Warriors.
Yeah, he averages over 160 yards on the ground. Big play threat all the time, and he's so good at blocking and receiving. They're going to use him a lot tonight in the receiving game.
If you follow high school football, you know the name Jett Thomalla, Alabama commit, broken every single offensive career yardage record and scoring record in Class A. What more can you say about Thomalla?
Everything that you've heard about him is true, and he's getting better and better. This year he's completing passes at 74%. He also has 44 touchdowns through the air. This guy is the real deal, and he's going to be throwing bombs here tonight.
Kickoff in about 4 minutes. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. Millard South taking on Omaha Westside. Jake Bartecki has both head coaches when we return.
Pregame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCode.com.
Game. What are the emotions like for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we're fired up, right? Great atmosphere, great weather. The guys have had a great week of practice, and we're excited for tonight.
What has been the biggest key to your guys' success this season? It's easy to point to star talent, Division I talent, but I got to think it's more than that.
Yeah, it's how great these kids are, right? They're exceptional young men that do the right thing. They want to be pushed hard, and we push them hard, and they just continue to respond to everything we ask of them.
Obviously, there's a lot of talk about Jett Thomalla, an Alabama commit, great quarterback, but how important has the run game been for you guys? How important will it be tonight to open up that pass game for Thomalla?
Yeah, it's always important, and like you said it, right? You got to establish some sort of run game to take some shots deep downfield, and the games where Nelson and Gabe each have, 60, 70 yards apiece are the games that we're putting up 70 points, so extremely important.
All right, Coach, best of luck tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
He's head coach Taylor Mendenhall. I'm Jake Bartecki. More Pregame is coming up.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases.
Welcome back, the joys of TV. We're going 3 minutes early, and that is okay because, Andy, that's how excited we are for high school football. Westside kicks it off to Millard South. It was muffed. Return to about the 25. We are underway. Glad that everyone is with us for this contest.
Yeah, everybody was amped up and ready to go, including the officials and Westside kicking it off there. Nelson Wheeler, the transfer, did bobble that kickoff return, so he still got it out to the 25.
Wheeler, a Grand Island Islander last year, one of those D1 commits. Going to Illinois, and we go to Thomalla right off the bat, and look at that, on a dime. He connects with Owen Zech.
I was watching him during the pregame and his warm-ups, and he just makes it look so effortless, just like he did there. That's a big-time route. The ball was in the air for a long time, and he just flicks his wrist, puts some air under it, and allows his receiver to get underneath of it. Makes it look a little too easy, Brandon.
going to the ground now. So that was a, doing the math, 23 plus 5. That's 28 yards by Thomalla, which that was the exact amount he needed to hit a special milestone. We're going to hear more from Jake Bartecki shortly. That last play, a short run up the middle by Pruka for 2. And Thomalla going up top again. Jump ball. It's hauled in. Touchdown, Patriots. My, oh my. Isaac Jensen, 43 yards, and the Patriots are on the board.
That's his 13th score through the air on the year. And that's what Westside has to do. They brought pressure, so that's going to leave the back end with those one-on-one opportunities, and that's where Jett Thomalla, he's going to give his guys the opportunity. Jensen had the step, goes up, high points the ball, fights for it, walks into the end zone there. Once again, making it look a little too easy, Brandon.
So 57 seconds go off the clock, and Millard South showing why they are the team that they are. Marching right down the field, 2 passes and a run. As we do have a flag here.
That's going to be after the touchdown. That's our referee, Brian Arvin. His crew has the game here tonight. Jason Harstick, Aaron Christians, Matt Thurns, and Scott Spurgeon will be our crew here tonight.
Well, we're off and running.
Yeah.
This is exciting. Capacity crowd here at Westside. That has obviously quieted them for the time being. 6-0 your score on the Barry Law scoreboard.
We just said a moment ago that Jett Thomalla is going to be throwing bombs here tonight, and he starts off the game with 2 just right on the money.
That right down the middle. So, we're underway. Glad you're with us. Class A semifinals between Millard South and Westside. We'll take a quick break, and Westside will get a chance to answer here on News Channel Nebraska.
Coach Paul Amangio.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk.
Welcome back. Brandon Axamit, Andy Klassen, Jake Bartecki with you on News Channel Nebraska. Hardly had a chance to get into why Millard South is so good, but I don't know if there's much to say because they just showed you why they're so good.
They have been letting their actions speak for their play on the field, but they get a couple of celebration penalties as well. That's been, if you could say, a blemish. That has been it. And after the first drive, they were talking a little smack there to Westside. That's why they're marched back a little bit on this kickoff.
They won the toss they wanted to receive. We see why, and Westside will see if they can respond. A reminder for those of you who are watching Sydney and Columbus Lakeview, that game is in the 4th quarter, and if you want to see that, you'll need to get an NFHS Network subscription. If you are not an Allo subscriber, if you are Allo, you could watch on channel 182, or if you live in Columbus and have an antenna, you can watch on channel 16.3, part of our double header on semifinal Friday. Westside will start their opening drive on the 44.
Well, we highlighted the young man in the pregame. Tay Tay Jenkins has really been the story of the offense for Westside throughout this season. He's going to be your deep eye back here. It all starts and ends with number 6 and the type of season he's been able to put together.
1,816 yards, 30 touchdowns. Play action to start things off. Braylon Warren finds his receiver, Eli Johnson. And Westside is in Millard South territory.
Absolutely love it. Go play action on first down. They fake it to Jenkins. Beautiful route running there from Mr. Johnson, the senior. Breaks it off, gets to the sideline.
find some open space there. Excellent play on first down to get this Warrior offense kind of clicking.
19-yard pickup. Now to Jenkins.
There we go, and a nice gain on first down. How about Braylon Warren, quarterback here for the Warriors? You know, there's some question marks heading into the season. He's a junior, first-year starter. Boy, he's really grown throughout the season. You saw that on first down. A real nice job selling the run, coming up and throwing a dart on first down.
He's passed for 1,600-plus yards, 24 touchdowns, and just 6 INTs. This time he'll keep it. Going to the outside, that'll be just shy of a first down.
If you're a Westside fan right now, you love how decisive your offense is being. Everybody knew that was a quarterback keeper, quarterback run. Look at all those big fellas moving the line of scrimmage forward.
So 3rd and short. Back to Jenkins. Right up the middle, that'll move the sticks. He's brought down by a couple of Patriots, one of which is Aiden Marshall. That was a 5-yard pickup for Jenkins.
Yeah, I really like that call on 3rd and short. Don't get too cute. Just give it to your workhorse.
And now he's bouncing it outside.
Yep.
Jenkins up the sideline. Pushed out near the 10.
He is so good at that, luring the defense in. He saw that they overcommitted, and he has that speed, that burst to bounce it outside.
Ball now on the 14. This time we go play action. Warren rolling. Jenkins lead blocking. He takes a big hit, but will move the sticks again. Warren was brought down on the play by Dallas Gaius.
Yeah, excellent job. Just going through his progressions, not getting too greedy or putting the ball in harm's way, and then just taking what he could get. Moving the sticks, as you mentioned, with his legs. This has been a really good-looking drive for the Warriors to open things up here.
First and goal to go from the 8. Going up top, Warren drops it in there. Westside responds. Touchdown, Mo Purify II.
Oh, we've said that a couple times in Nebraska land, right? Mo Purify with the touchdown. Beautiful touch on the ball here from Warren. And look at Mo just letting it go right into his outstretched hands. Gets both feet in. Only need one in high school, but just for good measure, Mo Purify II gets in too. No question about it. And that was a beautiful opening scoring drive for the Warriors.
That is the senior's 9th touchdown reception of the season. PAT is good. We are tied 7-7 early on here in the first Class A semifinal on News Channel Nebraska. We'll be back.
Elevate your drive with the GMC Sierra 1500 at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Explore special financing and current offers happening now. Visit us in-store or shop online today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
It's time to get your motor running with Action Batteries. Motorcycles, boats, golf carts, sports cars. Get ready and hit the road running. At Action Batteries, it all starts with us. When you're ready to work, they're ready to work. Because those lawnmowers and gardening tools have new batteries from Action Batteries. Get working on those warm weather projects with Action Battery.
Action Batteries. It all starts with us.
Welcome back to Phelps Field. Westside answering in an impressive fashion, Andy, marching down the field. We talked about the fact that Millard South has outscored opponents 618-23. That is just the 3rd touchdown all season that Patriot defense has given up.
Well, and how about the way that they did it? They mixed in the pass with the run. Warren showed you how good he is with his legs and his arm, and then you had Mo Purify closing it out with a beautiful touchdown reception there at the end.
Wheeler fielding it at the 5. Look out, big return for Wheeler. Nearing midfield, Nelson Wheeler. showing his wheels up the sideline and finally stopped at the 15. Millard South's offense prepares to take the field again. We go to the third member of our broadcast team, Jake Bartecki, for more.
Guys, what a start to this one, and what an accomplishment for Millard South quarterback Jett Thomalla. On the first play of scrimmage, he gets into 5 digits for total yards in his career, surpasses 10,000, but it has been a career of breaking records for the Alabama commit. On top of that, he already broke the passing and rushing record. He broke the all-class passing touchdown record earlier this season. It was 111. It's now 120 and counting, and maybe a near catch in the end zone there, but we'll send it back up to you guys in case Millard South gets it in here.
Thank you, Jake. That is Micah Benning with the PBU for Westside. And yes, unprecedented territory. Jett Thomalla already leading all Class A career yardage, passing yardage. He's now in 10,000 career yards, 5-digit territory, as Jake pointed out. And a great play by the Westside defense there to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball goes to Pruka, who is hit after a short gain.
Yeah, Pruka, one of the 28 commits to the next level, suiting up here tonight. I think he's looking at Augustana right now, but I mean, they're just so deep, so loaded at all these different positions. Millard South just has some depth at Class A that we really haven't seen before.
Third down and 6. And Thomalla zips it in there, and it is caught. Second touchdown for Thomalla. That one is brought in by Owen Zech. Millard South answers right back, just taking 60 seconds to do so.
Yeah, another good-looking route there from the 5'9" senior Owen Zech, breaking it off. Not the biggest guy out there, but he is a precisionist when it comes to route running. Boy, and we have seen some fireworks. Back and forth we go.
PAT attempt coming up for the Patriots. It is good. 14-7 your score on the Barry Law scoreboard. Barry Law will fight for you if you've been seriously injured. Call Barry Law. 7:45 remaining in the first. 3 touchdowns already on the board. We're having a good one and a good time here at Omaha Westside. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska. Welcome back. Glad that you are with us. This semifinal on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Also, Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And Woodhouse Auto, convenience delivered every time. Brandon Axmit, Andy Klassen, Jake Bartecki. Andy, we're like 3 minutes into this thing, and I'm already out of breath and tired.
It's been a little bit of a track meet so far. You saw some defensive coaches there talking to the linebacking core for Westside. Their heads are spinning as well. They're trying to figure things out.
All right, let's take a look at our starting lineups. A chance now that we have a little break in the action. First off for the Westside Warriors. We've seen a few of them already. We know it's headlined by Tay Tay Jenkins. Warren, the quarterback, Purify already in on the action with that touchdown. The second, I should say. Bryson Williams, also a good receiver. He is the one D1 commit for Westside. He is going to Iowa State. Defensively, keep your eyes on John Paul Ryan. He is leading that unit with 74 total tackles, including 15 tackles for a loss. That defense has 3 Northwest Missouri State commits in McIntyre, Warren, and James. So back to offense for Westside, and there is a completion to Eli Johnson.
There it is again, a quick passing route across the middle there, just letting it rip. Very decisive so far with not only the play calling, but the execution. Brandon Warren, I don't think he's made a mistake yet.
You can see how Westside is trying to be on schedule, Andy, because an amazing statistic for this Millard South defense, 203.5 tackles for loss this season, and Westside has yet to be hit for negative yards, as there is Jenkins with a nice carry.
You know, there's been a lot of, blowouts and lopsided scores across all classes, not just Class A, but some of those for Millard South, they actually held their opponents to negative yards rushing throughout the season.
That one goes down as a 7-yard gain for Jenkins. 3rd down and 2. Back to Jenkins. And he is hit and taken down by Daxton Williams. But it's enough to move the chains.
And that was an impressive run there. He had to make a guy miss, and he had to lean forward. He knew where he had to get to move the sticks. Excellent run, short yardage run, but that's a big-time run there from Tay Tay Jenkins.
Absolutely packed house here at Phelps Field. State championship type atmosphere. That's because these are the 2 best teams in Class A going at it here in the semifinals. And this is going to be a keeper for Warren. There is the first tackle for loss by this powerful Millard South defense. And that was Daxton Williams flying in there, making the play.
They've been close the past couple of times. Urban Kennedy came in on a blitz from the bottom of your screen the play before, almost got home, wasn't able to complete it. But, yeah, the Patriots love to play with pace, love to bring the pressure. They run a 4-3 base defense, and they're not afraid to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback.
Goes down as a loss of 4. We're under 6 to go, halfway through this first quarter. Warren to the air, and he overshoots his intended target, Williams.
If you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. Away from the defense, put it in a spot where only your guy might be able to catch up to it, just a little too wide there, but he was feeling the pressure as well, so he had to get rid of that ball. And this is a dangerous spot. This is where the Patriots have been making hay all season long, getting teams into this 3rd and long situation.
Here comes the pressure, 3rd and long. Warren stepping up, hit as he throws, incomplete. Intended for Andrew Taggy.
Just a fantastic job stepping up in the pocket there, buying himself some extra time. There's not much separation downfield between, double coverage and your receiver. And looked like the offense kind of turned into the defense there for a minute.
All right, so we'll see our first punt of the night here by the Warriors. And pre-snap whistle here.
Yeah, and these are 2 units that really didn't get much work in all season. The punting team for punting unit for Westside or Millard South.
So that will move the Warriors back 5.
Yeah, you still got to believe head coach Paul Lamangi doesn't want to see any Laundry come out on the field regardless of what unit is on the field.
Punt is away, it's high, but not that far, and it takes a Millard South bounce.
Got a flag.
And there is a flag as well.
He had Taurus Rudd trying to come up and make a play on it. He ran into one of the defenders of Westside. Flag came out shortly after that. I don't know if that's what's going to be the cause here.
Here's another look on our Meade Lumber Beatrice Community Hospital instant replay. He's calling for fair catch. The officials are currently conferencing.
Kind of a chest bump there between him and Gabe Bartek of the Warriors. Yeah, that's just a tough spot for a cover guy to be in. You're hustling your tail off, you're running full bore down there, and you get caught in a short type of a punt. That's what it's going to be. Catch interference. So the last 2 flags now going against Westside. That's just something you really don't want to make a habit of, helping out the Millard South Patriots in their offense. Get this type of field position.
And so this drive will start, it appears, on the 26th. And to your point, that's the last thing you want when going against this potent offense. But that's the hand the Westside Warriors have been dealt here. 5:26 to play in the opening quarter. Thomalla will hand this one off to Wheeler. The Illinois commit right up the middle. And he's brought down inside the 15.
So you saw that quickness there, the pad level. Not afraid to take on some contact. And here we go. Got a hurry up look here from the Patriots.
Well, this first quarter sponsor is brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic, bringing you this first quarter. They're in Norfolk, and they are building a legacy one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they are here for you today and every day. Yankton Medical Clinic, our first quarter sponsor. We're under 5 to go in quarter number 1.
This is a spot where Thomalla likes to move the pocket if he gets a throwing opportunity.
And there goes Wheeler again. Brought down near the 5.
Almost feels like Millard South's trying to send a message here, like we are going to run the football, and we're going to run it right at you. We do not have to rely on our passing game. We can utilize our power rushing attack as well.
And again, when you have the rushing attack of Wheeler, who's at 600 plus yards and 13 touchdowns, or Pruka, who has 560 yards and 10, it's just pick your poison.
Yeah.
Right back to Wheeler. Spinning, churning legs. It's about a gain of 4.
Well, and all those big fellows up front there, number 66, Antonio Harris, I mean, they just paved the way for, like you said, Pruka, Wheeler. Sometimes it just doesn't even matter.
All right, back to Wheeler. He's hitting the backfield, taken down. Tackle for loss. That was Owen James, one of those Northwest Missouri State commits, making a big play, setting up 4th down.
Here we go. I think it's 2nd down.
Oh, excuse me. They got a 1st down on that last play.
Yep, they got that late first down, and that always helps. You know, it kind of helps an offense, takes the pressure off a little bit. But this is where Westside's at now. I got to gamble a little bit, bring some pressure. Nice job getting into the backfield, shutting the play down before he even had a shot.
Wheeler split out wide, now in motion, and Thomalla zips it in there, and that is a touchdown for Amarion Jackson, the Iowa State commit who we were told was injured and wouldn't play. He seems to be all right.
Funny how it gets closer and closer to game time, and those little nagging injuries kind of shore themselves up there, but that is good for the 13th, 14th receiving score for number 1, Jackson, the Iowa State commit.
And he is quite a weapon to have. Over 3,100 yards receiving in his career.
Oh, boy.
And this kick is up and through, but we have a whistle.
Got to be offsides. Surprised we didn't get an earlier whistle. Brian Arvin figuring things out there.
So they are figuring out the flag. We are going to go to our pregame interview with Coach Lamanji, brought to you by Wayne State College, as this is what he had to say pregame to Jake.
Coach Paul Lamanji, Omaha Westside. Coach, when you guys met last year, you were obviously unavailable to be on the sidelines. You'll be here tonight. How excited are you? How excited is the team for this opportunity?
Yeah, we're way excited. We had a great year. And you kind of get rewarded for playing in the semis, being the number 1 seed, and getting that game at home. So our guys are real excited to be here. They've been looking forward to this game, and they're very fortunate and excited to finish out at home.
6 straight state championship appearances for you guys with 3 titles in there as well. First of all, what's been the key to such postseason success for you guys, and what'll be the key tonight to make it 7?
We just have great kids, great families that believe in what we do. We feel we have a really strong culture here, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We got to believe in who we are, and we got to have great confidence, and we got to execute in all three phases, and we got to play fast without any type of hesitation. And if we feel we do that and play as hard as we possibly can, we're going to let the chips fall where they may and see what happens.
One blemish for you guys this season against Omaha Central, but since then, you've outscored your opponents by over 200 points. What did that loss do for the team to get them to this point?
Yeah, it just kind of refocused us a little bit. We kind of were letting a few things go without so much urgency, and we just got back to work and focused on the basics and got our hunger back a little bit, and it's something we really needed. We actually turned that into a positive as best we could, and the kids haven't looked back since.
Coach, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
He's head coach Paul Lamangi, Omaha Westside. Our conversation with Coach Lamangi has been brought to you in part by Wayne State College. More pregame coming up.
Thank you, Jake. And again, we appreciate our viewers for enjoying that pregame interview after the game has started. We were just thrown a little bit of a curveball, but Coach Lamangi was able to talk with us, and that was our Wayne State College interview where they are devoted to student success. And for more than 100 years, they have been doing just that. And to Paul Lamangi's point in that interview, they started fast, and that opening drive was as great as it could have been. But you saw the second time they had the ball, got behind the sticks, and then this Millard South defense is too good, and so they're going to have to obviously try to not let that happen the third time.
Right on cue, you talked about the tackles for loss, and Millard South was able to get them in a second and long and third and long situation. When that happens, it's just tough sledding against this defense. Has been for the opposition the entire season, and that's where Westside, they just cannot find themselves there consistently in those second and long, third and long situations.
All right, let's take a look at our starters for Millard South as well. As we've talked all about their offense, on defense, they are just as good. And when you have 200-plus tackles for loss, you have stats like this. Tegan Urbon, 38.5 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks on the season. You have about 5 or 6 players. MJ Walsh has 5.5 or 15.5 tackles for loss. 14 tackles for loss by Urban Kennedy. Easton Violata, 13.5. It is ridiculous. Solomon Baker has 15 tackles for loss. They're just good everywhere on this unit.
Taurus Rudd, cornerback, he's considered a shutdown type of a caliber of a defender, so he doesn't get very many balls thrown his way, and when they do find it over him, he picks them off. So like you said, they are just so stacked, so good across the field on both sides of the ball.
There is a 2-yard pickup for Jenkins. Under 3 minutes to play. 21-7 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with the 15. Phillip at your nearest A-stop today. You see now Jenkins being split out wide. Warren with time. Flushed out of the pocket. He's hit, taken down. It might be a short gain after it's all said and done.
Warriors go with 4 wide, have an offset back there. And I felt like Warren could have hung in that pocket for maybe another tick or two. He felt that pressure to his left, tried to scramble out of it, but Patriots converge, and it's going to bring up that third and long, 3rd and 6.
Millard South showing pressure. Warren steps into this one. It is tipped and falls to the ground. Aiden Marshall, great defense on the play.
Boy, just an excellent break on the ball. He's a little frustrated with himself out there. He wanted that INT. He gets the pass breakup. I think he should be pretty happy with that. Tried to do a tip drill, tip it to himself there.
Unfortunately for Westside, it's another 3 and out. So under 2 to go, 4th and 6. Here comes second punt of the night for Westside. And it is muffed, but falling on it is Taurus Rudd. So with that, we go back to Jake Bartecki for another hit from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, an update from the sidelines. Omaha Westside, despite being down 14 with just under 2 minutes to go here in the first, they have not come to the bench discouraged. It has not seemed like they think they're overmatched. The sayings have been long night, score and a stop. Now, obviously, that has to be stop and a score. On the defensive side for Millard South, it's been all about trying to read the blitz better.
Thank you, Jake. Here's their opportunity to try to stop the scoring as Thomalla already with 3 touchdowns. Plenty of time. Going up top and unbelievable. Drops it right in the basket for Jackson.
And once again, just makes it look too easy. Excellent footwork, just a little flick of the wrist there. He's going through his progressions. Look at his eyes down the field, working left to right. Then you have a receiver like Jackson that's able to run away from the defense on those deep routes. Boy, the execution is just on another level.
This will send Millard South back 5.
And that was the Patriots trying to play a little pace once again. We've seen them use this hurry-up look throughout the start of this game. That time started a little too early.
Millard South on the 21. And Thomalla chucking it up for grabs and out of play. Nice catch by the young man in the black sweater.
I mean, even when he throws the ball away, it's a bomb.
And a completion.
I mean, yeah.
So Westside offense looking to get going the next time they get out on the field after these past 2 3-and-outs. Defense with the tall task of trying to slow down the Patriots here. 2nd and 15, and that is deflected. And Thomalla, great job playing defense. He does it all.
Yeah, Westside doing a really nice job dialing up the blitzes, keeping the pressure on Millard South. Now that opens them up to those one-on-one situations right down the field, and we've seen a couple completions, deep completions. But I really like what Westside's doing right now. And that's kind of rolling the dice, bringing that extra guy. And, Jett Thomalla with the takedown. They're not allowing for that interception.
That was Hudson Mead who hit it at the line. Thomalla going up top into double coverage. Incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Gaius, Fresno State commit. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Fantastic job by that free safety getting over there. Micah Benning slow to get up, but he had the coverage. Yeah, quite the collision. Awkward fall there from Benning.
So we are going to see a field goal attempt here. It'll be 42 yards. Has the distance, and it is good. Of course it is. Dave Fajardo with a 42-yarder. So while we wait for kickoff, let's take a look at our school spotlight here on News Channel Nebraska. First off, for Omaha Westside, we talked about their history and recent success. They have a whole lot of history, but they have made it to the state championship game each of the past 6 years, which is absolutely a ridiculous run. Titles in 2020, 2022, and 2023. During that time, they have 5 Class A state championships in total, the 2 others coming in 81 and 82.
And don't forget, they're the 1 seed.
They are.
This season, looking for their 7th trip back to that state championship game, but it looks like Millard South might have different thoughts.
Speaking of the Patriots, also in the Metro, enrollment just shy of 1,900. 3 state titles to their name most recently last year in 2024. Other state championships coming in 95 and 2009. They also have 3 runners-up in 96, 08, and 2010.
Yeah, really 2 powerhouse programs over the years with a lot of tradition and a lot of winning on the football field over the past decade.
Well, if you're the defense, of Westside. You're happy you hold the Patriots to 3, but you got to get the offense going again like you did first opening drive of the game.
Yeah, small victories, right? And able to come up with a couple big back-to-back plays there, forcing the hand of Jett Thomalla, not allowing him to complete passes down the field. And I think that's what Westside's going to have to do defensively throughout the rest of this game, is just pin your ears back, roll the dice, blitz, blitz, blitz. But they're going to need some help from their offense here. Even if this offense doesn't score on this drive, still get a couple first downs, give your defense a little rest.
This drive starting on the Westside 20. Play action, Warren with time. As a receiver, that was Purify II, who got behind the secondary, unable to haul it in.
Boy, and South was bringing a blitz, and it was well picked up there by Westside. Allowed for that deep route down the seam. Yeah, Purify just couldn't quite get underneath it.
Another look courtesy of Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care. Incredibly close. That was Deshaun Prince on the coverage.
Yeah, Purify did a really nice job running his route, not getting his hands out until the very last second.
And Jenkins hit in the backfield. That was M.J. Wash, which now is 16 and a half tackles for a loss.
And that's just getting into your scouting report. The defense didn't go to where Jenkins was. They went to where he was trying to get to, met him there, brought him down, like you mentioned. Another TFL tackle for loss.
So we saw that pass attempt to Mo Purify II. He also has the lone touchdown up to this point. Nearing 600 yards receiving on the season. A big third down and 15 as we're under a minute to play. Warren, designed keeper, and he is hit hard by Jack Ladd. And it'll be another punting situation for Westside.
Purify II, one of the 28 D2 or D1 commits playing on the field, seniors here tonight. And he has reopened his commitment up, so cross your fingers for your favorite team out there. Because, boy, these two programs have just been a factor the last couple of seasons, sending football players to D1.
Well, that is the first 12 minutes for you. Millard South 24, Westside 7 after 1 here in Omaha. Stay with us. You're watching Class A semifinal football on NCN.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The HEI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruki. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information.
Nebraska Public Power District was ready to power the state's ag industry growth in the 70s and the ethanol industry in the 2000s. Today, the need for energy is growing at a rapid pace. We are ready. We are expanding our diverse energy generation mix and building on to an already reliable and resilient infrastructure, not only to power today, but to empower Nebraska's tomorrow. Nebraska Public Power District.
All right, welcome back here on News Channel Nebraska. Class A semifinal between Millard South and Omaha Westside. The Warriors forced to punt here to start this second quarter. It's a much better booming punt as that is Jackson who makes the fair catch.
Another short field for the Patriots here. And we have kind of seen them kind of shift gears where they're leaning on their running game a little bit more. Let's see if they try and get a little more exotic. Let little Jett Thomalla sling it a little bit.
So Thomalla holds on to it going up the sideline. Jump ball. And great break up there by Micah Benning. He's been tested a lot already.
Yeah, Benning did a fantastic job keeping his eyes on the quarterback as he was working his offensive receiver towards the sideline, using that sideline as like a secondary defender. Just great ball skills there, working back to it, batting it down.
Thomalla pressured again. He's hit from behind, taken down. That is a sack by Monty Costello.
The 6-foot senior was on the blitz the whole way, brought the pressure. Thomalla couldn't get away.
Another look thanks to Meade Lumber. That is Costello's 14th tackle for loss on the season, and it's a big one.
He knew it was coming. He felt that pressure, just still couldn't get away. Boy, this sets up a third and very long, 3rd and 16, and we're going to get a timeout here. South wants to talk things over.
All right, timeout taken with 3rd and long coming up. And again, this is pivotal. If you're Westside, you want to come up with the right play. And speaking of Westside, we're going to go back down to Jake Bartecki for another hit.
Yeah, guys, head coach Paul Lamanji, much more than just a football coach to the Westside community. He is a fighter, a 2-time cancer survivor, a battle that included an 8-week stretch of radiation in his neck and unfortunately would hold him out of last year's state title game with Millard South. Due to the radiation, it blocked blood flow from coach's neck to his brain. He then needed to have that blood flow reconnected and wasn't released from the hospital until that following Wednesday. He said it was obviously a scary time, one where he wishes he could have been with the team, but he's with them tonight, and he's glad to have been back on the sidelines this season. Back up to you.
Thank you, Jake. Yeah, an unimaginable situation. The morning of the state championship, you find out you won't be able to coach. But he's here tonight, and that ball pops out. Officials say incomplete, but regardless, another good showing by this Westside defensive unit.
Eli Johnson doing a nice job, sticking like a magnet to his offensive receiver there, ripping the ball out and also waiting for the right time to administer that contact. Otherwise, you get that PI call. Great discipline there on the crossing route. Yeah, and what a story about head coach Paul Lamanji having to sit out the championship game last year. Assistant coach Damon Benning took over. Just a real tough spot for the Warriors to be in, obviously. You just think of the emotions that go into the game, and a lot of things are bigger than the game, and nothing bigger than that. A battle with cancer.
And speaking of Lamanji and the Warriors, they take over here early on in the second. We would like to remind you and thank all of our viewers for 10 years of News Channel Nebraska being on the air. And many of you may be tuning into NCN for the first time, but we have been around for 10 years and we televise high school sports all the time. We cover local news across the state, college sports as well, supernovas. But what's most important is that you need to know we are giving away gifts. 10 gifts in 10 days for 10 years. $1,000 in cash is one of the prizes. There are Supernovas tickets, there are staycations, and more. All you need to do is go to newschannelnebraska.com, sign up to enter in the contest. It is free, and we hope you win some prizes and help celebrate our 10 years of being on the air with us. First play of this drive goes to Jenkins for a 3-yard pickup.
I was looking at some of those prizes and those staycations. Are we eligible, Brandon? Can we get in on that? Or
we could probably make a burner account. Fake names. No one would know, right?
Okay.
But no, there's all sorts of stuff. And it's hard to believe. You and I have been there from the beginning. 10 years.
Yeah.
Have come and gone, and it's been a blast as that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage down the sideline. Prince never really allowed anything to materialize down that sideline. Eli Johnson tried to get that step.
Just a yard and a half too long. Big 3rd down and 7.
And now the student section over there for Millard South. You're starting to hear them. When you remember in the pregame, there's two student sections going back and forth. That was kind of fun.
It's fun when they cut all the lights, too. That was exciting as we were doing our pregame open, and as that, unfortunately for the Warriors, falls incomplete. Bryson Williams, the intended target there.
And Deshaun Prince with the coverage. Just not allowing for any separation whatsoever.
So it started out as an offensive shootout in that first quarter. Now the defenses are gaining their footing here.
Well, you have two elite coaching staffs, you know, going back and forth right here. And the offense served the first punch in that first quarter. Both offenses getting on the board in a hurry. Then you see the defensive coaches, okay, let's take some notes here, make the adjustments, and now we're seeing a couple punts back to back.
Now that punt takes a nice Warrior roll and will allow the Patriots to start this next drive on the 21. A reminder that this Class A semifinal is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Liberty First Credit Union also making this possible. At Liberty First Credit Union, they're banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And this game is presented by Woodhouse Auto. Convenience delivered every time. Brandon Axemit, Andy Klassen, and Jake Bartecki with you. We're in the early stages of the second quarter of this Class A semifinal.
Little misdirection there, fake handoff to the jet sweep. Getting it to Wheeler right up the gut. Pruka, excuse me.
This second quarter, 9:40 and change remaining. It's 2nd and 7. And Thomalla hits, or tried to hit his outlet out of the backfield. Pruka unable to haul it in. We'd like to remind you this second quarter is brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving yours. John Henry's our second quarter sponsor.
And right there, that's the next level type of a move, mannerism, the way he carries himself. Jett Thomalla there, quick to give Pruka a high five. I mean, that was a hot ball. It was hot, but he probably should have caught it. He knows that. And you have your quarterback, Thomalla, going over and saying, hey, that was me, that's on me.
Brings up 3rd and 7. Westside bringing pressure. And Thomalla finding Jackson. And that will move the chains, the Iowa State commit.
What a boost. What a boost number 1 is. Jackson was questionable heading into this one. And it wasn't like he wasn't suited up for the pregame or anything. Everybody saw number 1 out there and everyone thought, oh, okay, he's good to go.
Dealing with a shoulder injury. But so far, he's over 50 yards receiving and has a touchdown as Pruka looks to stretch the field here, brought down by Williams.
Textbook. Excellent job stringing that out. Then Williams, the secure tackler for this Warrior defense. See number 6 there, Tay Tay Jenkins. You know, he's a big part of that offense. He's also a cornerback on defense.
Thomalla with plenty of time. Finally lets it go, and it's high. Flag flies in for pass interference.
Yeah, Isaac Jensen was the 6'7" senior, was isolated. Thomalla tries to hit him with the jump ball, and yeah, I think there was a little bit of contact there.
There's another look. Jensen going to Missouri next year. 12 touchdowns on the season. And we're getting the official call against Westside.
That's exactly what's going to happen. And, you know, talking to head coach Mendenhall throughout the week, he was saying, you know, an offensive set that we really like to get into is 12 personnel. That's 1 back, 2 tight ends. Well, when your 2 tight ends are committed to Missouri and Fresno State, yeah, I like to have my tight ends out there too. Yeah, let's get them out there.
Just a wealth of talent for this Patriots team. It's been well documented.
Well, and your running backs going to Illinois. You know, play for Brett Bielema. Fighting Illini.
Going to Augustana, as you mentioned, with Pruka Just talent everywhere, as there is a completion to Owen Zech, who also has a touchdown in this one. He's slacking, Andy. He's one of the few not committed to a D1 program. What's going on with Zech?
Oh, he's probably got a D1 golf offer. Or going to play tennis at Texas A&M or something. No, I don't know.
That one a 4-yard reception for Zech.
That's Zech with a couple of catches there and another false start. That's been the only thing that's really stopped the Patriots, right? With a couple of false starts where they move backwards. But that's one of the things Thomalla always been good at. He spreads the wealth. He gets multiple players involved on offense. He just doesn't hone in on one or two weapons or threats, and you're seeing it here tonight. 5, 6 different receivers already hauling in big catches.
Warriors showing pressure. And Thomalla delivers right on the money to Zech again. Second consecutive reception.
And the 5'9" senior, just an excellent job going up with his hands, hauling that ball in. I mean, there's some zip on this ball. He had to make an adjustment to it. He had to high point it, catch it in stride. Wow.
Quickly to Pruka, who's taken down by a pair of Warriors.
Yeah, Hudson Meade, the big senior, number 55, 6'2" senior there. Defensive line, a disruptor in this 3-4 base defense. And when he's tackling multiple, stops per game, your defense is usually doing pretty good.
No gain on that one, 2nd and 10. Quick hitter. And again, it's to Jackson.
And there's just so much going on a play like that where you have crossing routes, multiple receivers that you got to keep an eye on. You can't just let a free runner go down the sideline or get up the seam. So this is where the Patriots have been so good picking defenses apart with their multiple weapons, and there's one of the better ones they got in Jackson.
Third and 4, Pruka motions across. And incomplete. Intended for Zech.
Denning with another breakup. He's only a sophomore. Nice job jumping that route.
And we're not going to see the field goal unit, so offense stays on the field.
That was Bryson Williams. Excuse me, Brandon. Got to get the right credit in there.
Williams, the Iowa State commit. So 4th and 4. Patriots may be trying to draw the Warriors offside here. 6:35 remaining in the half. Going up top to Gaius, and it is right on the money. 24-yard touchdown. That is the 4th for Thomalla in the half, the 1st for Dallas Gaius.
Brandon, they weren't just going for a first down. They were going for it all, and they got it. Got the one-on-one they were looking for, tied into the corner of the end zone. The pressure was on. It had to be a quick pass, but it was a pass that was on the money once again.
(30-7), your score after the Gaius touchdown. That goes through, makes it 31-7 on the Barry Law scoreboard. At Barry Law, they'll fight for you. If you've been seriously injured, call Barry Law. Millard South, they're rolling. 6.5 to play. It's 31-7. 4 touchdowns for the Alabama commit, Jett Thomalla. We'll be back.
20 kids, 1 SUV, and 1 mission. Snacks. Speedy Mart is where the snack squad rolls deep. Whether it's before the first pitch or after the final out, we've got drinks, treats, and all the fuel to keep your team going strong. Speedy Mart convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
If you've been seriously injured, victory requires teamwork. At Berry Law, we understand what's at stake for you and your family. We have fought for the rights of our clients for over 50 years. Together, we pursue justice to recover the financial compensation and peace of mind that you deserve. Our mission is to win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Berry Law. We are in it to win it.
Welcome back. It is standing room only here at Phelps Field for this much anticipated matchup between Millard South and Westside. If any team had a chance to hang with the Patriots, it would be the Warriors as the ball pops out.
I think Westside's going to retain it here, but talking to some folks before the game, and the stands alone can hold about 6,000. And you mentioned the standing room. We got the concourses filled up in the north end zone. So we're looking at about 7,000 people here tonight.
Here's another look. Mo Purify, the second, trying to field it. It bounces out of play. You're going to want to stay tuned for our halftime show coming up. It's brought to you by RMV Construction, trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction, located in Kearney and Lincoln. And also brought to you by Children's of Nebraska. Children's of Nebraska believe in better.
That's
Not
one of
much
those
for Jenkins there.
Yeah, that's one of those bread and butter type of plays there for the Warriors, just working Jenkins in the middle of the field. And this is the type of defense with that four-man front. They're just not going to allow much daylight. There he is, Jenkins to find.
And he had no small task containing Jenkins, who's rushed for over 1,800 yards. He had one heck of a game when we were here in Week 8 against Prep. I believe it was 5 touchdowns. Yeah. And Prep is the second seed in this Class A bracket. There's a nice run by Jenkins. That'll be enough for a first down, pickup of 9.
Well, he just does a fantastic job of keeping those wheels turning after contact. It's just about each play, he's got to make a move, make a guy miss before he even gets back to the line of scrimmage.
This time it's play action, but we have a whistle and flags.
And you gotta like what Westside's trying to do, what this Warrior offense is trying to do. Play some pace, right? Kind of put the pressure on, keep that momentum going. But boy, that's just a spot where now you're putting yourself behind the sticks. First and long. Once we get into second and third down and you're behind the sticks, that's a very predictable type of a play call. And boy, that's where Millard South, they can really get after you.
That one right there for Williams for the completion. Get back those 5 yards and then about 4 more.
Williams, another one of these two-way players. We saw him with a PBU pass breakup, a big one. Last defensive stand that they were trying to make this time. Work in the middle of the field. He just sat down right where the opening was within that defense. It's just good chemistry between quarterback and receiver.
Jenkins, nowhere to go. That was Pruka. No, excuse me, not Pruka. MJ Walsh.
Well, and that's
wouldn't allow him to get to the edge.
That's where Walsh has excellent speed as well, because that's where Jenkins can usually outrun a guy and get and break contain. That was not going to happen that time versus MJ Walsh, defensive end, 6'2" senior.
Third and about 6. And Warren's in trouble. The pressure gets to him and takes him down. Yeah. It was just too much.
Yeah, just a meeting at the quarterback. Looked like he tried to duck in early and tried to work up into the pocket. It just, there was no opening. It was just, it all collapsed in on him at once.
Yeah, Jack Ladd, the future Loper, who got to him. A couple others as well. Looked like that was Easton Violata. And for good measure, it might have been Brody Anderson also.
And Warren knew he was going to probably take a couple licks here tonight versus this defense, and he has.
And Fielded and taken down for no return. That was Jackson trying to make something happen.
That's what we talked about in the pregame, where Westside, they're just solid in all three phases of the game, offensively, defensively, and you saw it right there on special teams.
Well, we're under 4 to go in the half. We'd like to remind you to stay tuned for our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at both of their Lincoln locations and at their Grand Island location. Play action for Thomalla. Rolling out. Another completion. This time it's to Taurus Rudd, who's going to North Dakota.
And that's just a real tough spot for Benning to be in. One-on-one coverage there on the wide side of the field. You get a play action and see quarterback roll out towards you. That's not a good feeling.
You see Rude, 118 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. One of, I have it here somewhere, one of 11 players with a receiving touchdown on this Millard South offense this season.
And that speaks to Thomalla spreading the wealth, moving the ball around. Kind of reminds you of some of those great NFL offenses where the problem is, you know, getting everybody their touches. That is definitely something that Millard South Patriot coaches have to think about.
That was a 7-yard tote by Wheeler. And right back to him. And he has a lot of room to run. Look out, Nelson Wheeler. He is gone. 65 yards. Is there a flag? There is a flag back near midfield.
Well, he had quite a lane to work with on the right side. Might be coming back. May have been a hold. Let's see here. You definitely saw the the 5th gear kick in. Ryan Arvin's crew, man in the white hat there, discussing things with his officials, with his crew, figuring it out.
And so, cheers for the home fans. This one's coming back.
Student section of Millard South don't agree with the call, though.
I just can't believe that, you know? Let's see if we can spot it here. That looks like, yeah, you saw it.
Yes.
Pruka.
Yep. And that would have been fine if Pruka would have been able to keep his guy, keep him engaged, but you saw the separation there, the jersey getting pulled away from the pads. Easy call for the officials.
31-7 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. 2:27 to play here in the first half. Millard South looking to add to their lead. And Pruka uncorking one, and it's incomplete. You saw bodies falling to the ground. That was Jackson, the intended target.
Yeah, I kind of like the no call there because you kind of had Jackson getting his feet tangled up with the defender. Then he turns around, tries to adjust to the ball, trips over the defender. So a lot going on there, but I think it was incidental contact really between both players. As a defensive back, it just doesn't bother you to see that flag not come out every time.
That sets up 2nd down and 10. Millard South bringing pressure. They meet Wheeler right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, well done. Holding that line, not allowing that initial push forward, kind of setting the line of scrimmage, resetting it, bringing up a 3rd and long. When we've seen this from this defense throughout this game. They'll make a play, and then just kind of a backbreaker of a pass play for Millard South on 3rd and long, 2nd and long.
Westside fans getting on their feet here for this 3rd down, trying to urge on the defensive unit of the Warriors. And it's a completion. Jackson taken out of bounds. It looks like it is enough for a first down. Drive continues.
Yeah, Jackson knew exactly where the sticks were. Dug his foot into the ground, and Thomalla was going to him the whole way. And you got to give him that cushion, otherwise he's going to burn you up the sideline. I mean, we saw that on 4th and 4, the last drive, over the top. Boy, in Westside, they brought the pressure.
Mm-hmm. Rude in motion. Wheeler gets the handoff. Was met initially by Reed McIntyre.
Yeah, this Warrior defense, they're not going anywhere.
And McIntyre, one of 4 Northwest Missouri State commits on this Westside team.
That's quite the program down I-29 here from Omaha.
And there's a completion once again to Jackson. And some chatting going on. That's Iowa State commit talking to Iowa State commit there. Jackson and Williams. You guys are going to be buddies next year.
They're not tonight, though, and thrown into double coverage with a lot of confidence. Benning was right there, made a heck of a play on the ball. Yeah. You think that's what they're talking about? Big 12 play next year.
We're under a minute now. There's a jailbreak screen to Wheeler. Wheeler continuing to drive the legs, and he's finally taken down inside the 5.
Takes Burke Brown for a little bit of a ride there, the 6-foot senior. And we saw South try and run that jailbreak early in the game. Westside was able to bat it down, unable to do so on that occasion.
So we have a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one as well. 31-7, Patriots threatening here at the end of the second quarter.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust,
there really is a difference. With the 5 convenient locations we have in Norfolk, between the drive-thrus or walking into the lobbies, we have a welcome smile greeting you and able to assist you in whatever you might need.
doing business with people that you know and trust, I think that that's a huge difference that we have to offer as the Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust.
Great for you, great for your community.
All right, coming out of the timeout, it's 1st and goal from the 5 for the Patriots.
Trying to capitalize here late in this first half, tack on one more score. Look at head coach Paul Lamangi, a retro starter jacket. Told him before the game, I had that exact Husker starter jacket back in the day.
Good memories as kindergarten, 1st grade, circa 94, 95, somewhere in there.
Yep.
Well, here we go. So officials were conferencing. They put 5 seconds back on the clock. Here we go, 1st and goal. Wheeler gets it. And Wheeler is in there. Touchdown for Nelson Wheeler. 37-7, Millard South.
Just so impressive. Look at this little hesitation here. Doesn't force the issue until after his blocks are set. He sees that crease, knows where that goal line is. Number 6 awards the Patriots with another 6.
PAT is good. That makes it 38-7 on the Barry Law scoreboard. 47 seconds remaining in the half. We'll be right back. You're watching the Class A semifinal here on News Channel Nebraska.
plumbing needs attention, trust the experts at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. No matter the size of the job, John Henry's brings extensive expertise to handle everything your home's plumbing system requires. So whether your drain is clogged, your water heater needs an upgrade, or you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, we're here for you. Reach out to us today and discover why, since 1996, we've proudly served families as the most reliable plumbing company in the Lincoln area. John Henry's, our family serving yours since 1996.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
Welcome back to Phelps Field on the campus of Omaha Westside. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, Jake Bartecki with you. We want you to know that you should follow us on social media. A lot of you may be tuning into News Channel Nebraska for the first time. We televise hundreds of high school and college games across Nebraska all year long. This includes Supernovas. This includes state basketball tournament. This will include the six-man state championship. If you follow us on X at NCN Sports or any of our other social media handles, you'll know where we will be, what games we're covering, and we also share our interviews, our highlights, and our game stories. And Andy, we love to do this, and especially for new followers. If you follow us at NCN Sports, we have been known to give shout-outs on TV at halftime. Halftime's coming up in 39 seconds. Give us a follow, maybe get a shout-out, enjoy the content. Again, that's at NCN Sports on X.
Let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know who you're watching. It's always cool to see family members across the state, across the nation, tuning in, getting a hold of the stream, and you know, hey, I'm up in North Dakota watching my grandson. It's always cool to interact with fans from everywhere.
Yep. Pictures of man caves, TVs. Now, do you have thoughts on the game? Are you impressed by Millard South? Do you think that's pretty cool how good they are? What about Westside? Share any and all thoughts on our Twitter, as there is a huge completion. Tay Tay Jenkins with the reception. Westside putting up points before halftime. That will be a 69-yarder, and the place erupts.
Well, we heard that they might try and use Tay Tay a little bit more as a receiver, just trying to utilize his speed the best that they can. He gets the one-on-one down the sideline. Way too much speed for a linebacker to stay with them, and they get the quick score right before the half. Boy, that's just Westside taking advantage of the matchup that they've been looking for. They finally got it, and they capitalize. Braylon Warren with an absolute dime down the sideline.
All right. We're still playing here in the second quarter. 30 seconds to go, 38-14. We'll be right back.
Visit Wayne State College and you're likely to hear,
I got this.
from students pursuing their careers in nursing.
I got this.
Or in our business and industrial technology programs.
I got this.
Or in NCAA athletics.
You got this.
And especially at graduation.
I got this.
With 130 programs of study, manageable costs, and automatic scholarships for all first-time freshmen, you'll be saying,
I'm so doing this.
Get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Action Batteries. High quality products, reasonable prices. It all starts with us. Barry Law. Barry Law is in it to win it. If you've been seriously injured, call Barry Law. And by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. From the
Welcome back. How about that? Shame on us, Andy, for thinking we were going to coast into halftime.
No, sir.
Westside puts up points. Good news for them, too, as they do get the ball to start the third quarter. There's still a long way to go, but, you know, you will ride that momentum into the locker room, assuming you don't allow the Patriots to score in the final 30 seconds here.
I say there's still 30 seconds left, but no, we knew Westside had a lot of fight in them, and they're a talented bunch as well. You saw right there. Oh, my goodness.
Rude does handle it, and look out, Rude. He is brought down near midfield, a tackle away from perhaps taking it all the way to the house, the other end zone.
And the ball finds the turf again on a kickoff or a punt. And it felt like, well, at the end there, it did work out for the Millard South Patriots because a couple Warriors might have gotten out of their their coverage lanes there. Eyes got kind of big when the ball hit the turf, and a couple missed tackles later, and we have a nice return.
.23 seconds remaining here before the break. And Thomalla finds his big target. Look out. We are still going, and that was Jensen all the way inside or right at the 10.
Yeah, that's just unfair when you can run those combination routes. You had motion to the top of your screen with those trips. Then you have a 6'7" dude that can run like a gazelle out there, a drag route across the field.
Jensen with receptions, just 2, but for 43 yards and 46 yards. And intended for Jackson, it is picked off.
He's going.
INT in the hands of Bryson Williams. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Williams pushed out of bounds, but if you're the Warriors, you will take that heading into halftime.
Yes, sir. A little bit of a tip drill. Williams in a perfect position where that safety is supposed to be. And a heck of a return there afterwards.
Well, that will take us into halftime. Action-packed opening 2 quarters here at Omaha Westside. Millard South in control, 38-14. The Warriors do get the ball to start the second half. Don't go anywhere. Our halftime show's coming up next. You are watching this Class A semifinal on News Channel Nebraska.
Heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
There are many details that can set your dream apart from anyone else's. But what sets the banks that you are considering apart from each other? At Boone County Bank, what sets us apart from other lenders is our flexibility. We offer a wide variety of loans, and we pride ourselves on providing lending options for commercial, residential, and agriculture needs to make your dreams a reality. Our lenders have both the practical experience and product knowledge to ensure your solution is a perfect match for your needs. Boone County Bank, here to help you grow.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
It's time to get your motor running with Action Batteries. Motorcycles, boats, golf carts, sports cars. Get ready and hit the road running. At Action Batteries, it all starts with us. When you're ready to work, they're ready to work. Because those lawnmowers and gardening tools have new batteries from Action Batteries. Get working on those warm weather projects with Action Battery.
Action Batteries. It all starts with us.
You're on the 1 yard line, ready to score. A pay raise, retirement savings, or money for college. But along comes government, blitzing with high spending, high taxes, and red tape. I'm Pete Ricketts, and I'm like your lineman in D.C., blocking tax and spending hikes, sacking taxes on tips and overtime, and scoring tax relief for Nebraska seniors. And I don't even need a helmet, maybe a hat.
Pete delivers.
Nebraskans win.
I'm Pete Ricketts, and I approve this message. Go Big Red.
Back to Phelps Field, packed house, standing room only for the semifinal between Millard South and Omaha Westside. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, and Jake Bartecki with you. Andy, so much to dissect, digest from the first half. What is your overall takeaway synopsis from those first two quarters?
Just how devastating this Millard South offense can be. I mean, you can have first down, second down, go your way, get a tackle for loss, but it just doesn't matter. The eraser that is Jett Thomalla can take the pressure, keep his eyes down the field, and just complete bomb after bomb, deflating big, explosive plays. You know, and credit Westside for hanging in there. Saw a couple really nice plays, get-back plays to get some points on the board, and an interception in the end zone to close out the half. So they got some momentum now heading into halftime.
Just the fourth time all season Thomalla has been picked off as he's nearing now 50 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdown passes in that first half. The one touchdown for Millard South that wasn't through the air came courtesy of Nelson Wheeler with that 5-yarder. And yeah, all the offensive production pretty much from Jenkins, whether it's on the ground or through the air. He has been the main contributor, no surprise there.
Yeah, and how about Jensen and Jackson doing their thing from their tight end and wide receiver position? And even that interception from Thomalla, it went off the hands of one of his receivers. Tough catch, I get it. You know, I'm not putting it on the receiver. Thomalla would definitely say he could have took a little off of that one, but that's another great point. Not only is he completing passes at 74%, he's taking care of the football. And it's not like he's dinking and dunking. No, he's working the ball down the field.
All right, let's take a look at our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln locations, whether it's at the downtown location or at South Point as well as in Grand Island. Sartor Heyman bringing you these halftime highlights. It took no time to get things started. Opening drive of the game, Jett Thomalla doing what Jett Thomalla does, throwing it up to his big target, Isaac Jensen, and we are off and running. That's a 43-yard strike, just 57 seconds off the clock.
Jensen able to actually work back to the ball, high point it, making it look easy.
Westside, though, they come right back with a counterpunch opening drive of the game, and then Warren drops it in there for Mo Purify II, an 8-yard touchdown. Westside comes right back at 7-7 at 8:45 to go. But then for the rest of that first quarter specifically, Millard South found another gear.
Yeah, Mo did an excellent job getting his hands out, stretching out, and hauling that one in.
This is Nelson Wheeler, future Fighting Illini, running back and return specialist. Nearly took this one all the way to the house. Finally is ushered out of bounds near the 15, but this would set up another score.
Yeah, and you saw that fifth gear, you know, I mean, hit those afterburners. He's able to just outrun players when he gets into that open field.
And so after that return, Thomalla touchdown number 2. And he finds his receiver in Owen Zech. 14-7 Patriots.
Yeah, just look at the pocket presence there. Doesn't lose his cool, keeps his feet kind of moving, goes through his progressions.
Patriots get the ball back. Another touchdown. Not bad when you didn't know you were going to have Amarion Jackson, and he ends up suiting up and playing, and he gets on the board with a touchdown.
Yeah, sure-handed senior. Able to pluck that one, even though it was a little low and outside.
Jackson is over 100 yards receiving, and that touchdown on 6 receptions. Thomalla this time getting taken down. This Westside defense have been trying to get after him. That time Costello was successful in doing so.
He was on the blitz the whole way.
Another touchdown, this one courtesy of Dallas Gaius from Thomalla. Now a 24-yarder, and Andy, that makes it 31-7 Patriots. And Westside trying to get back into things, but this defense that had only given up 23 points prior to this game and had over 200 tackles for a loss gets another one.
Yeah, there's just not much running room, not much time to pass the ball down the field. If you're going to do something against this defense, it's got to be in a hurry.
Dumping this one off to Wheeler on the jailbreak screen. It would end up setting up another score shortly thereafter. And it would be Wheeler setting himself up on this occasion as he gets the handoff and finds it into the end zone from 5 yards out.
And that was an impressive run because he had to kind of stutter step there and allow for those blocks to be set before he made that final push to the end zone.
So that is how we have our score, 38-14, courtesy of your halftime highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have about 10 minutes left in our halftime show. Let's quickly take a look at our Class A bracket and how things are shaping up. These are the 4 finalists that stand: Westside, Millard South, Papillion, La Vista, Creighton Prep. By all intents and purposes, most people looking at this game across the state as the de facto state championship. And again, the reason Millard South is not the 1 or the 2 seed is because they have one loss by way of forfeit, where there was an NSAA rules violation. Players outside of the school district living with coaches, after it's all said, they get a loss, and the wild card points put them at the 4th seed.
Boy, and they really took it to that team out in Arizona that they had to forfeit, and that's an excellent team on the national scene. Yep. So they should probably be in the 1, 2, or even the 3 seed. But here we are with the 4 seed, and like you said, pretty much the de facto championship game. But Creighton Prep and La Vista South, they might have something else to say about that here in a week.
We'll take a break. We have about 9 minutes to go in our halftime show. More coming up here on News Channel Nebraska. Brandon Axmit, Andy Klassen with you here at Phelps Field at Omaha Westside. We just saw that promo, Andy, promoting our YouTube channel and everything great about it. There was a couple of guys on that last clip that you had a chance to talk to who has a connection to this game. Tell us more.
A couple of Westside alumni there, the Potash Twins. They're known because they are worldwide known composers, and they were also just on House Rules, Matt Rules, Coach Rules podcast. But that was a good case in point where we don't just do the 90-second bit on News Channel Nebraska. We actually have that full story posted on our YouTube channel. So, and that YouTube channel also has the full news broadcast 7 days a week. So if you might miss the news, get on over to our YouTube channel, and you'll get caught up. You'll also get the full story, not just the soundbite.
And they make candy, I understand.
Oh, yeah. So
and we have some of these right here.
That was also a big part of that conversation. They just opened a candy factory in Albion, Nebraska, with Martin Starr, the actor from all those Spider-Man movies, Silicon Valley there in HBO. And that's, those are some of the things that we are heavily focused on, and we cover the entire state, not just a town or a community here or there. We really are News Channel Nebraska.
All right, so there's a little bit about Westside, some alum doing some awesome things across the state and country. Let's hear a little bit more about Millard South. Jake Bartecki has more.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to flip it over to Millard South here. One of the things, if you talk to anybody, staff, administrators, teachers, students, one of the things Millard South is most proud of is their ability to excel in multiple sports. Obviously this fall, football, right? But how about volleyball? One of the best seasons ever for the Patriots, 33-8 on the season. Good enough for a 2 seed at the state tournament. It all began back in August with the battle at Buell. All 4 Millard schools playing an outdoor volleyball match inspired by Volleyball Day in Nebraska, which was hosted by the Huskers back in 2023. From that point forward, the season would be one of the best they've ever had. It included a 10-game win streak, an 8-1 home record, and as I mentioned, a 2 seed at the state tournament. Unfortunately, they would fall in the semifinals last week, but a season that Millard South will remember forever.
Thank you, Jake. We have about 8 minutes left in halftime. It's 38-14 Millard South. We'll be back with more halftime show here on NCN.
The halftime show is brought to you by RMB Construction, trusted, local, proven, and by Children's Nebraska. Believe in better.
Ready for work or the weekend? The 2025 Ford F-150 from Woodhouse Ford is built to handle it all. Take advantage of special financing and exclusive offers happening now. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseFordBlair.com.
Black Friday is a real frenzy. Punches being thrown, people being shoved. I had to put a guy in a chokehold. As long as I live, I will never go to Black Friday again.
Black Friday is not what it used to be. During Black November at Schaefer's, save with rebates on all Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances. Plus free dishwasher install on select KitchenAid dishwashers. Every day is Black Friday in November, now at Schaefer's.
Welcome back. You are watching our RMV Construction halftime show. And if you have a construction project that needs built, you should know about RMV Construction. They are the company you need to call. And tonight we are featuring the beautiful Yanni Park Pavilion in Kearney, Nebraska. Now this is a $3.7 million project that RMV Construction recently completed. And RMV Construction built this 3,600 square foot event space that features a catering kitchen, wraparound patio, and fire pit area, with every detail showing the care and quality that RMV puts into their work. Now, whether it's a community space, commercial project, or something totally unique, trust the team that brought the Yanni Pavilion to life. RMV Construction, with offices in Kearney and Lincoln, trusted, local, and proven. Well, Andy, we are at halftime, and we have these social media handles that we would love everyone to follow if you haven't yet, and we made a promise to the people that if you gave us a follow on X at NCN Sports, not only would you be given great information all year long about where we're broadcasting, the games we're covering, the players we're talking to, and anything else under the sun from our team of announcers and reporters, we promised shout-outs. And I'm going to try to do my best because we actually got flooded with followers during our first showing of this graphic. So if you want to follow us, please do. We'll try to give you a shout out. Here's some that gave us a follow at NCN Sports. Guy Moran III, Hinton 21, Mike Lyman, Nate Danzy, Nyla Selick Huck, Spencer Lindsay, Greg Steffies, all giving us a follow at NCN Sports. Kyle Stevenson, we are going to be close to 13,000 followers by the end of the night, Andy.
All right.
Kristen Gideon, Jake Ritterbush, Lori Buda giving us a follow. John Pinkston, Mark Ham, and as well as Heidi Penke, Benjamin Jansen, Patrick Mitchell, Jim, and Ethan Golda, all giving us follows right now in Camden Kojal. That's a football name, the Kojals in Nebraska. This is one, too, that people may know. Faux Coach Woodard. He gave us a follow, and he is always a fun one to see on Twitter. This guy, he knows his stuff when it comes to high school sports. Always doing projections and calculating and all this stuff. And so Faux Coach Woodard also giving us a follow at NCN Sports. We would encourage you to do the same. Also, people are tweeting at us as well, giving us some messages. Jeff Kelly said he's watching in Gering, Nebraska. He's congratulating the Sydney Red Raiders, who won in an amazing game against Columbus Lakeview in our first game of our doubleheader tonight.
Yes,
so Jeff Kelly cheering on Gering as well. We appreciate everyone. Chris Cottrell saying congrats to Sydney, and everyone excited about the Red Raiders going to their Class C1 state final for the first time ever. And we are now also having a chance to see scores scroll across the screen. And, man, that Bennington-Waverly one, not what everyone expected. Gretna East also at game 24-6 currently.
That kind of allows us to make the point. You were talking about hundreds of sports broadcasts per year on the high school and collegiate level, pro level with the Omaha Supernovas. But we had the Sydney game on earlier, and depending on what night and what location you're at, you're going to get treated to extra football each and every Friday night.
And, again, we appreciate all of our new viewers who are tuning in perhaps for the first time, a lot from the Omaha area where we don't always make it to the Metro games when we cover Greater Nebraska, but we are glad you're here. We televise games all season long, all year long. We cover college as well, whether it's UNK, Wayne State, or Doane. You mentioned the Supernovas. We cover state basketball the first 2 days of the tournament, the quarterfinals and the semis between Devaney and Pinnacle Bank Arena. We televise the middle school state track meet and, of course, the high school state track meet as well. What am I missing? We mentioned the Supernovas. Girls state wrestling duels. We do that.
Unified bowling.
Unified bowling, which is coming up. Yeah, unified bowling. We do it all.
I was going to say, if we're not a volleyball state or a football state, we're a bowling state. So
yes, we are. And that is actually coming up in like 2 or 3 weeks. It coincides with the start of basketball season, which is coming up very shortly. And, we're actually going to show you our upcoming broadcast schedule to give you all a better idea of what we do and how we do it. So right on cue, here are our games that we have coming up on our News Channel Nebraska Network. So this is tomorrow. We will be in Kearney, and hats off to our amazing production team who is here in Omaha right now and will be in Kearney to do this broadcast at noon tomorrow. They're hosting Central Missouri, their final home game of the season. Also, Wayne State hosting Augustana in the Egg Bowl. A non-sports broadcast coming up next week on Thursday, the Celebration of Lights in Hastings. And after that, we have the six-man state championship. So we are televising the six-man state final a week from tonight in Kearney. We don't know who will be there. It'll be Garden County or Southwest or Stewart. Or who is the other one I'm missing? I'm missing one. Dang it. We'll let you know because you're following us on X.
Get ready for a shootout, regardless. Yes. So that game is always such fun for us to cover.
And last but not least, basketball season starts December 4th. So stay tuned for all of that. We're ready for kickoff. Let's go down to the field for a report from Jake Bartecki.
Thanks, guys. Talked with both coaches heading into the locker room. For Millard South head coach Taylor Mendenhall, the big thing was one of his big keys was to not allow the big play to Tay Tay Jenkins. Well, found the end zone for a plus 60-yarder going into the half. Also said they need to cut down the penalties. He referenced the Nelson Wheeler touchdown being called back. Said when they haven't had penalties, they've scored. On the flip side for Coach Omaha Westside, they said they need to stop shooting themselves in the foot. They said they've gotten down. They need to fight back, and that's all going to start in the trenches. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Jake. And if you're going to fight back, it starts with this drive. If you want to make a game out of this and get back into it, you need to get 6 here.
Yeah, and, we kind of heard from some assistant coaches and that type, fans maybe, alluding to the thought that Tay Tay Jenkins might be utilizing the passing game a little bit more here tonight, and that's exactly what we saw late in the first half. Let's see if the Warrior offense tries to go back to that, just trying to get their playmakers the ball in different ways.
So, we're ready for a second half of football. 38-14, Millard South. Westside will start on their own 20. Go to Jenkins. No surprise. He's corralled for a short game.
Yeah, that defense, they are quick to react. There's those 4 down linemen, and they're all built, pinning their ears back. There's nowhere to go.
Second and 10. This time it's play action. Warren finds Jenkins out of the backfield. He's pushed out near the 30.
That was an excellent job there from Warren with the pump fake, thinking better of it, allowing Jenkins to kind of free himself up, finds his security blanket, release valve there, because his first option was not available.
Goes down is a 7-yard pickup. And Jenkins nowhere to go. Millard South defense all over that one.
Urban Kennedy, one of the first guys to the party, and that's just what this defense does. They wreak havoc. They get into the backfield, blow up plays. Oh, my goodness.
And so unfortunately for the Warriors, it'll be a 3 and out to start the half. Much return there for Rude.
Fields it off the bounce by the sideline. Did make a guy miss.
There were a few collective oohs with that one. Looked cool, but still, just a couple of yards on the return.
Just an opportunity for the student section to allow themselves to be heard.
So this one will start. Ball on the Patriot 34. Wheeler gets it. Up the sideline, out of bounds. About a 5-yard pickup.
Boy, and that's a play where you felt like Westside had contained. They're stringing it out, and that's the speed of Wheeler. He's still able to get the edge and get up the sideline. Even if it was only for 4 or 5 yards, still felt like a play that was going to go for nothing.
Completion to Gaius. Lowers his shoulder. Taken out of bounds by Monty Costello and company.
Yeah, and South just continuing to mix it up. Passing early in the down count, first and second down. It's just, if there's ever been an offense that's not predictable, it's these guys.
Good open field tackle by Williams.
Williams has really had himself a ball game here tonight. Number 28 in black. You can see why he's going to be playing in the Big 12 next year. He had that interception late in the first half, but that is a really tough one-on-one tackle against the state, one of the state's best running backs. Millard South continues to congratulate those defenders after making a good square tackle.
Yeah. Very nice of them. That's going to be a completion to Gaius. His second of the drive. Wrapped up by Micah Benning.
Benning did a heck of a job just holding on, allowing for the pursuit to get there and help bring him down. That's a tall task. Literally. That's a tall task right there.
So look at that 6'6", 215 going against 5'10", 175.
And 6'6" is the short tight end of the two.
So yeah, we're eclipsing 13 feet between the two of them. 3rd and 1. Wheeler evades what looked to be a tackle in the backfield. He is still going. Finally out of bounds near the 15.
See, but those are the back-breaking type of plays that Wheeler, it just rips off night in and night out. I mean, it looked like it, like you said, it was going to be a tackle for loss in the backfield. Does that little sidestep, finds the sideline, and this is a really good defense, one of the best defenses in the state.
Ends up being a 24-yard pickup.
That just makes film study much easier. If you're an offensive lineman, you know, you let a guy, you get beaten in a one-on-one, and Wheeler still takes it for 24 yards. Coaches aren't as upset with you.
Well, the Patriots in the red zone again. All on the 16. And zipped in there by Thomalla. That is the second touchdown of the night for Owen Zech.
Zech just does a phenomenal job with his route running. Breaks this one off. Gets that post to the center of the field. Ball just right on the money once again.
Fifth touchdown pass of the game for Thomalla. It's back to a 30-point advantage for the Patriots. Make it 31. 45-14 is your score on the Barry Law scoreboard. If you are seriously injured, call Barry Law. Millard South feeling good. 45-14. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska. Welcome back. 45-14 your score here on News Channel Nebraska. Millard South continuing to put points up here in the second half.
Yeah, and once again, they're doing it to a really, really good defense here from Westside. Just having trouble finding answers right now, slowing down the running game and, of course, that passing game.
We'd like to remind you again that News Channel Nebraska, we are celebrating 10 years of being on the air, and we're doing it through our Gift to Nebraska promotion, which is 10 giveaways for 10 years. And those 10 prizes range from $1,000 cash, yes, $1,000 cash, I said that correctly, to Nebraska versus Iowa football tickets, a stay at Lead Lodge in Nebraska City, perhaps a beef package from Nebraska Star Beef, and more. To sign up, simply visit newschannelnebraska.com and click on the Our Gift to Nebraska graphic. Westside taking over on their own 20. And Warren nowhere to go. This Patriot defense is getting stronger as the game wears on.
Yeah, you had trips to the bottom of your screen there. You had Taggy all by himself, bringing that into a bunch formation. Just, you know, Westside's still trying to chip away. They're not giving up. They're still getting after it. It's just, man.
Goes down officially as a loss of 3. And Warren is trying to get it to Williams, too far out in front of him.
I think Williams wanted the flag there. There was a little bit of tugging, a little bit of contact there, but not enough for the officials to think a flag need to be thrown.
Makes it 3rd down and about 15. Here comes the pressure.
Oh, no.
Look out, Warren taken down for another sack. That was Solomon Baker, who will be playing at Fresno State next year.
You know, so many times they just use their 4-man rush to get home, and that's all it was here again. You know, that's where if you're quarterback 1,000, 2, 1,000, you better have a plan to get rid of the ball because the pressure's coming. You know, this is where your punter doesn't want to be either, with his heels up against the back of the end zone.
It's Tyler Hanna, and he does get it away. Out about near the 30.
Patriots going to get another short field to work with here.
Well, there just comes a point where there's not much else you can say when you look at this Millard South team and how complete they are, this collection of talent in one place at one time. It's pretty impressive, and they are doing this to are easily the next best team in the state based on all of the stats and scores across the state that's gone up throughout the year. Westside was the one team that could maybe try to hang with Millard South, and Millard South is currently up 31.
And, you know, not everything has gone Millard South's way. They've given up a couple big plays here and there. They've let the ball hit the turf on a punt and a kickoff return. It just doesn't matter. They're so talented across the board. It just more than makes up for any type of mistake they could make.
We have a timeout here on the field. We'll take a quick one as well. 7:17 remaining here in the 3rd.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk.
Coming out of the timeout, Millard South taking over. Thomalla, plenty of time looking for his 6th touchdown of the night. There it is. That is the 3rd for Zech. A 32-yard strike.
What an adjustment to the ball. And there it is. There's the maturity of the quarterback, Jett Thomalla. Understood it was only a 3-man rush, kind of a mush rush, so he just hung out in the pocket, put the ball up, let his guy make a play on it, and that he did. I mean, if you're Westside, what do? You go with complete coverage, and you still get beat over the top in the end zone.
(52-14) your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. The Patriots are rolling. Stay with us. More high school football when we return on NCN.
At TC Amish Home, we want to help you live better, longer, with a complete selection of health-focused power chairs from Ultra Comfort. Ultra Comfort features zero-gravity positioning, giving you that weightless feeling and increasing your circulation. Elevate your feet, release tension, reduce swelling, and maximize blood flow. They are fully programmable to your customized settings. With the softest, easy-to-clean fabrics, the entire family is able to enjoy the benefits of your new Ultra Comfort power chair. Live better, longer with Ultra Comfort at TC Amish Home in Norfolk.
Shop Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during the Black Friday sales event. Receive 3.9% APR for 72 months plus $18,000 off MSRP on the 2025 Ram 1500. Woodhouse is your trusted Ram dealer.
Welcome back, Coach Mendenhall. All smiles, as he should be. First-year head coach of this program. But he's a Millard South grad himself. Back in 2013, he was an assistant for a year at Adams Central, assistant at Kearney High under Coach Cool, who just retired. Congratulations to Brandon Cool out in Kearney for a great career. And then he was an assistant for 5 years at Millard South before taking over as the head coach this year. And man, how about that for your first year gig as a head coach? Here's a really good team. You still have to figure out a way to put it together, but man, when you get to have that type of talent at your disposal, that's pretty awesome for him.
Well, and him having a couple of years under his belt as an assistant, also being an alum, it really set the table for kind of a seamless transition, and that's exactly what's happened. And South we knew last year where they had so many good juniors that this could be a special type of season, and it's lived up to the billing. And Coach Mendenhall did not drop the ball whatsoever. And old defensive end for the Patriots himself, and went on to play for the Hastings Broncos defensive end.
That's right. And he's currently a business teacher with the Patriots.
They're all about the business, I'll tell you.
I mean, yeah. If this is business, I want a piece of that action, because this is, they are cashing in on everything right now. There's nobody that can slow them down. And, to Westside's credit, they're the only team that has scored more than a touchdown against them this season. They put up 2, which is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Yeah, Purify on that opening drive with an excellent catch at the back of the end zone, showing you some of his athleticism and ability to go up and get a ball. And Tay Tay Jenkins showing you his versatility. Another nice run there, ripped off. Really junior, but he got loose on a wheel route and was able to turn on the jets and get in just before halftime for that second touchdown.
A 16-yard run by Jenkins. Warren going up top. It's hauled in.
Catch.
That is Williams bringing it in.
Oh, they're going to say it was out of bounds. Home crowd doesn't like that.
We'll see if we can get a look.
That was a pretty catch regardless. Over the shoulder.
That's close, really close.
That first foot came down on the red there.
And it looked like perhaps his toes were off the upright before that ball came in.
Yep.
Warren stepping up, using his legs. That'll be another first down as he's across midfield.
See, and that's where Westside's had success, especially early in the game. I'm thinking of that first drive where they're real decisive, and Warren goes through his progressions, looks, it's not there, tuck it and run. Just take what you can get those positive yards.
This time Warren rolling, incomplete. That attention to try to get it to Andrew Taggy.
Yeah, Taggy tried to come back, tried to work back down the sideline to help his quarterback out. And tell you what, Warren did a pretty good job buying time for himself and nearly coming up with a completion there.
Instant replay brought to you by Mead Lumber, as well as Beatrice Community Hospital. 2nd and 10. Not much for Jenkins there as he is sandwiched and taken down.
Yeah, those front four down linemen, I mean, they flow with the ball so well. They don't give up ground.
The tackle was made. One of them in on the action was Zaire Najera, a junior who's 6'7", 315, coming off the bench.
You say 6'7"?
6'7". I did. Dang it, I didn't even know. I got myself. Well, no big gain there either for Jenkins.
Punting unit back out onto the field. Clock continues to wind down, but unfortunately for Westside, you're giving the ball back to that Patriot offense.
Jack Ladd getting in there. Ladd going to UNK. We may be televising him in the coming years, as he is a loper.
Going to be out in Kearney tomorrow.
Yes, we are. Final home game for the Lopers as they take on Central Missouri, as this punt is down near the 10. 3:12 remaining, and then again it's a running clock. We'll take a quick break though and return shortly. 52-14 is your score.
Our American warriors are tough, determined, disciplined. They sacrifice their own well-being to defend our liberties, and they never leave the injured behind.
Good? Yeah, brother.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we are a personal injury law firm bringing that warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry.
Welcome back. First play for the Patriots after they take over goes to Taurus Rude. Not much there. Rudd, excuse me, looked like they gave him one.
And they faked that jet sweep to Rudd on a couple of occasions, but good on Westside, staying disciplined, not losing sight of where that ball's going.
All right, there is a big completion once again. Isaac Jensen hauling it in.
And just does such a fantastic job beating the coverage. Then when Thomalla just puts the ball up for grabs, his tight ends are so good at working back to the ball, high pointing it. They got that height advantage, but initially beating the defense allows him to work back like that because the defender's just scrambling, trying to make up ground. Just across the board, Patriots just, not only are they talented, not only are they disciplined, but they got the size and speed to go along with that.
Nice tackle there by Luke Noonan, standing up Pruka. But yeah, going back to Jensen, 3 receptions. He got one for 43, one for 46, one for 31. So
they like to get vertical, no doubt. And Westside is trying to stack the box, bring pressure, force the issue, but that leaves you, in those one-on-one spots.
There's Gaius. And he is gone. 59 yards for Gaius. And it just continues for the Patriots.
Yeah, when that snowball starts rolling down the hill, look out. And Gaius with just an excellent route beforehand. A lot of green to work with, and Benning didn't quite get enough on him to push him out of bounds. And, that's when you're dealing with the 6'6", 6'7" type of a tight end. Very difficult to tackle, bring to the ground, or push out of bounds.
That makes it 59-14. Millard South continuing to put up the points. That is 6 touchdowns thrown for Jett Thomalla. Actually, that might be 7. I think it's 7. We're going to go to break. 59-14.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Action Batteries. High quality products, reasonable prices. It all starts with us. Barry Law. Barry Law is in it to win it. If you've been seriously injured, call Barry Law. And by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, and Jake Bartecki patrolling at the sidelines. Semi-final Friday, game number 2. We had a great one between Sidney and Columbus Lakeview earlier today. Congratulations to the Red Raiders. They're advancing to the state final for the first time ever. This one highly anticipated for all the reasons we've talked about, but Millard South just proving their class throughout against the second best team in the state. They are handling them with relative ease, 59-14, as we have a running clock here in the late stages of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's really tough to believe, and you hear about Millard South, and I think they've been undersold, to be honest with you, because you hear the stories and you kind of think, they're really that good, you know? They only scored 50 points. You know, no, they really are that good.
Well, and to the point where you had a chance to talk to Coach Mendenhall, they're putting up 60, 70, 50 every game, but 80 most of the time. Their starters are done and it's running clock at halftime.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, again, this seems silly. Credit Westside because the running clock didn't occur until the midway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
And you put up 2 touchdowns on them.
And there's been rumors all season that, you know, they've had to, make deals with the opposing coaches, you know, our starters will not play third quarter on, you know, things like that. And my goodness, and you can see why Millard South just putting it on Westside right now.
Fourth quarter coming up on NCN.
Pulling up in a semi, pulling a horse trailer, heading to the lake with your boat, or just cruising in a car or motorcycle, Speedy Mart is your stop. Fuel up fast. Grab your favorite snacks, stretch out with plenty of parking, and step inside for a roomy store and friendly faces. And hey, teams love it before and after the game. Speedy Mart convenience stores, fueled for every road.
Welcome back to Westside. Final stages of this one. Fourth quarter just starting, but it'll go quickly due to the running clock. Westside seeing what they can do here in the final 12 minutes.
Oh, no. Ball might hit the ground. Patriots are saying they have it. Kennedy comes up with it. I'm going to say... a ball carrier was down before the ball came out. I don't know.
They say the Warriors will maintain possession.
Loss of 3.
And there's another loss. Jenkins nowhere to go. Well, we'd like to remind you to stay tuned for our post-game show. It's brought to you by Custom Sports. From screen-printed T-shirts to sublimated jerseys, they have what your team needs to look great. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get lost in how good this offense is for the Patriots, but you lose sight of just how good this defense is. Just not allowing any offense all season long to get in any type of rhythm.
Warren going for Jenkins. Yeah, I had to do like a quadruple take while studying for the game, putting together the spotting chart, stat sheets, and again, 203.5 tackles for loss.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, that was the stat.
You know, and last week, second round of playoffs against Elkhorn South, held them to 36 yards rushing on 25 carries, and that's a pretty consistent stat line throughout the season for these Patriots. And, you know, a couple of the lesser opponents they played ended up with negative rushing yards. Just kind of crazy stuff.
Well, we're seeing on the score above, it's going to be Garden County and Southwest in that D6 state championship that we'll be covering next Friday, thanks to our ticker.
Buckle up.
So Stewart, the defending champs, go down 28-44. Garden County representing Western Nebraska, and Southwest taking down Red Cloud. So, yep, we're looking forward to that next week.
And, 35. That's kind of a low-scoring game.
It is, yeah, for six-man.
There it is, 44-28. That's more of a six-man score.
Always fun because the six-man state championship kicks off. State championship season, you have it that Friday, then the following Monday, Tuesday are the rest of the finals down in Lincoln. So, again, we say it every year, hard to believe football's almost over.
For the Patriots. The ball hit through the 27-yard line.
Legal player or whatever it turned out to be. Millard South was playing within the rules of how they're set up. You know, as far as recruiting. Boy, Zech, he just has a knack, doesn't he, for getting open. Great hands. We haven't seen too many passes find a receiver and hit the turf. I can think of that interception, in the end zone, little tip drill for Westside taking advantage. Other than that, it's in the vicinity of these receivers. They're hauling it in.
And there's a tackle for loss, nowhere to go. Nice play by Quentin Warren, another future Northwest Missouri State Bearcat. I would like to remind you that our post-game show is coming up. It will include our player of the game interviews brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, as well as Heritage at Fountain Point. So at Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they're your healing destination. And Heritage at Fountain Point, they are redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk, living better. Pump fake from Thomalla, unable to find Wheeler.
It's the third time they've tried to run that screen pass, and 2 out of the 3 Westside has defended it very well, going nowhere on that occasion. Going to bring up a 4th and long.
And we'll see a field goal attempt from Fajardo. He hit a 42-yarder earlier. This will be a 41-yard attempt.
Got the angle that I think he's looking for, just doesn't want to push it too far left.
It's good, and of course it is. 41-yarder for Fajardo. That puts it to 62-14 here at Westside. We'll be back to wrap this one up. 4:42 remaining here on NCN.
With 2 board-certified physicians, Dr. Charles Harper and Dr. Alan Spanel offers a high level of expertise in internal medicine. If you're over age 18 and ready to find a trusted physician who will be with you throughout your years, Dr. Harper and Dr. Spanel are ready to provide you with the medical care you need. Whether you are healthy or have several medical conditions, as internal medicine physicians, they provide the care you need. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
Welcome back. One final time, I would imagine, before this becomes official. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, Jake Bartecki. Westside Warriors gave it everything they could. Millard South doing what they've done all season long. 62-14, your current score. And we currently have a tally. I had to second guess myself when I said 7 touchdowns, and I double checked at the break, and yes, Thomalla has 7 passing touchdowns so far in this game against the second best team in the state, as there's a return up the far sideline by Purify II.
Yeah, and not only a really good team, but an excellent defense. And this offense averages 53 points per game on the season. That's 8 touchdowns, and they've eclipsed that here tonight. And there's still a little bit of time left on the clock.
62-14 your score on the Barry Law scoreboard. At Barry Law, they will fight for you, and if you've been seriously injured, you should call Barry Law. Jake Bartecki is roaming the sidelines. He'll be grabbing Coach Mendenhall and our player of the game. So you'll be sure to want to stay tuned for those interviews as well as a part of our post-game coverage, as we have scores from across the state from semifinal Friday coming in. And that one in there for a huge completion catch made by Eli Johnson. That's his 3rd reception tonight.
Boy, excellent job adjusting to the ball, too. Kind of had to come back to it a little bit, wait on it. Gets behind his defender. Warren putting enough on it, allow his receiver to go out and get it.
That was a 41-yard completion for Warren. And now Mo Purify II gets behind the defense, and he finds the end zone. A 29-yarder. That is Purify's 2nd tonight.
Boy, and what a read there from Warren, the quarterback. He threw that ball before the separation happened, but he knew his guy, Mo Purify II, was going to be able to get behind his defender and make a play. Good for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
So again, to Westside's credit, and it is certainly a moral victory, but with 21 points, they are just 2 points shy of scoring the same amount that every other team combined has scored against Millard South in the previous 10 games.
And that's the discussion that gets lost all too often, is just how good this defense is. Just wild stuff that they've been able to do throughout this season.
62-21. We'll be back.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during their early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently, while promoting quick dry down for high quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
We're back. 62-21, Westside finds the end zone. Warren hitting Purify the second on a 21-yard strike. 3:16 to go here at Phelps Field.
A little bit of a mishap there. Wheeler just had to jump on it. That's a live ball.
Under 3 to go, so if you've been following the ticker, who is Millard South going to get between Pavilion La Vista and Creighton Prep? It's a close one. Prep gets the victory. And again, okay, so here we go. Prep, they are playing Millard South. Westside had a running clock against Prep on this field in week 8.
We were there.
We were here for it. So Westside running clocks Prep, who is the number 2 seed. They're going to be in the state final. And Millard South is a running clock against Westside. And those are the top 3 teams in the state, and you have that big of a gap. I know we keep belaboring the point, but again, this is historic in what we're seeing, and so we're trying to put it all in context.
You know, and the argument that I've heard all season long is that there's always been blowouts. You know, whether it's Class A, Class C1, there's always been blowouts. Well, this is different. You know, this is between the top 3 teams that we get a good look at head coach Paul Lamanji. And when Westside didn't play their best game, or when they tried to, you know, kind of sleepwalk through one, you know, they got beat by a good Omaha Central team. But I don't know if there's anything that could have happened to Millard South that would have caused them to lose the game. Well, other than a forfeit, I guess.
Right.
I guess.
And again, you look at this Westside team whose season's coming to an end, and what they have done over this run of seniors specifically. This will be their 3rd loss over the past 4 years. Just the 2nd time they've lost on this field. 2 of those 3 losses have been to Millard South, last year's state championship, and then tonight. This is a team and a program that has known nothing but success making it to 6 straight state championship games.
That's a good point, and that's part of the conversation. That, you know, it's not too many people are feeling too bad for Westside going to the last 6 state championship games. You know. Looking to make it their 7th, not to be had with the with the Patriots standing in the way.
The Patriots will take a timeout here with 56 seconds remaining. Again, Wahoo, as we look at these scores, a power in Class C1. We saw them in the semis. We saw Ashland Greenwood, rather, in the quarters, and they get Ashland Greenwood in the semis, and they are that power in C1. They get Sydney. We had that matchup a couple years ago, rather, I should say. And that was a game that Wahoo came out on top of. When we're talking about powers, they certainly are one at the C1 ranks.
So Sydney's looking to return the favor.
They're hoping to. First trip ever to the finals.
You know, and I was looking at the game we got tomorrow with UNK. They're working on a really nice season, 6-4. Shout out to my old college football coach, Ryan Held, at the helm there for UNK. There's an opportunity to go 3 games above 500 and heading on into the playoffs.
All right, so we now have Brody Peters, freshman quarterback, in for the Patriots, taking the snap. We will officially see one more snap, because there's about a 2 or 3 second difference between game clock and play clock before this one is officially in the books. But it has been quite the performance, like we've seen all season, by Millard South. Went up against the next best team in Nebraska here in the semifinals, and they took care of them easily. The one final timeout, I suppose, is taken. and then we'll wrap things up. So I do want to remind everyone that this broadcast was made possible and presented by Medica, where with a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Also thanks to Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with Purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com, and by Woodhouse Auto. Convenience delivered every time. Here is the final snap. That will do it. If there was any doubt about Millard South, which I don't think there was much, the Patriots have shown just how good they are. Again, 62-21 against Westside, the team that had made it to the state championship each of the past 6 years. They take them down on their home field. They do it with ease behind Jett Thomalla's 7 touchdown passes. Don't go anywhere. Our postgame show is coming up next. We'll hear from our player of the game and Coach Mendenhall. Millard South is heading to the state final, looking for its 2nd consecutive championship. Everyone was excited for this one, the de facto Class A state championship between the 2 best teams in the state of Nebraska. Westside hosting Millard South. Westside had been to the state championship each of the past 6 years. Millard South defeated Westside last year in that state championship, looking to win 2 in a row, and they have been the big bad Patriots and the team to beat. If anyone could do it, it would be the Westside Warriors. First drive of the game is capped off with a 43-yard touchdown pass from Jett Thomalla to Isaac Jensen. That is Alabama finding Missouri in terms of the D1 commitments for those two. It took 57 seconds. But Westside, they answer right back, and there is Braylon Warren, an 8-yard touchdown pass to Purify II. So it's 7-7. Warriors say, we're here too. 8:45 to go, we're tied. In the first quarter, though, the Patriots would turn it on after that Westside score. Thomalla, touchdown number 2. Finding Owen Zech, who had 3 touchdowns in this one and 116 yards receiving. That makes it 14-7. Patriots still in the first quarter. And we go back to the Patriots after they get the ball back. How about finding Amarion Jackson? Millard South didn't know if he'd play. He'd been injured the past 3 weeks. He's going to Iowa State, and he's finding the end zone on this one. Amarion Jackson had 107 yards on 6 receptions and that score. So it's 24-7 Patriots after the first. Thomalla continuing to air it out to everybody for the Patriots seemingly. This time he finds Dallas Gaius on a 24-yarder, making it 31-7. That is touchdown number 4 as we are counting them for Jett Thomalla. Now Nelson Wheeler, he'll be playing at Illinois next year. One of 2 Fighting Illini commits on this Millard South team. This play would set up his own touchdown. He would find the end zone from 5 yards out. We're still in the first half. Wheeler makes it 38-7 right before halftime. But Millard South finding the end zone there. Westside said, we're not just going to go into the end zone, or into the halftime locker room, rather, easily. We're going to find the end zone one more time, and they would do that. Warren found Tay Tay Jenkins for a 69-yarder to make it 38-14 going into the half. Now we're in the third, 38-14, and Thomalla, this is touchdown number 5, and it was Zech, a 16-yarder. That's Zech's second touchdown. 45-14 now your score. Still in the third, Thomalla. This will be touchdown number 6, and this is Zech's third. So he has 2 touchdowns in a row. That one a 32-yarder. You're seeing a theme here. Touchdown passes coming from Thomalla. He had 4 different receivers that went for 100 yards or more receiving, as Thomalla passed for over 450 yards. Here is touchdown number 7 to Gaius, 59 yards. Still in the third quarter, making it 59-14. Millard South absolutely dominating, as they've done all year. But in the fourth quarter, Westside would find the end zone. Warren going up top. This time, big connection to Eli Johnson, and that would set up the third touchdown on the night for Westside. And it would be the second touchdown of the night for Mo Purify II. And while this looks like a bad score, I want to remind everyone that only 2 teams all season scored a touchdown at all against Millard South. Westside ends up finding the end zone 3 times. They only score 2 less points than all of the other Patriots opponents all season long in the previous 10 games did. Millard South had outscored opponents 618 to 23. Westside puts up 21 on Millard South, which would be considered a moral victory, but their season does come to an end, and Millard South advances to the Class A finals.